Hey, good morning, folks. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with your MLive morning weather update. And I just want to take the throttle back on the planting of the garden just a touch and talk about the possibility still of frost, which is not uncommon at all in mid-May. And that's why our 50% date, where 50% of the years have frost after a certain point. A lot of places it's, May 12th to May 15th, that 50% date, meaning that 50%, 1 in 2 years, has a frost after that. So there's some caveats, and we'll talk about that too. So here we go. We should have a nice sunny day today, finally. The storm patches are way off to our west, and like yesterday, we got some showers as expected in southern parts of the state, and a lot of us clouded over with those showers, and then it kind of cooled off in the afternoon. So radar forecast shows you, or I'm sorry, this is the radar, shows you dry conditions. Radar forecast, I got the national perspective for you here. And then when we go, so the clumps of storms out in the Dakotas and Nebraska will stay southeast, peel down into Kansas and Missouri. We're into Wednesday now. We're dry, and we get to go with this one into Wednesday night. And now we ended at Thursday early afternoon and still dry. You see the showers starting to get a little more widespread in Montana and the northern Rockies, Wyoming, Colorado. That's what will be around our region, of course, on the weekend. Dying form of a storm system, though, too. So let's look at that. Hey, good morning, Peter Black. Thanks for the sunshine gifts. So this is Wednesday, and we're dry. And this is Thursday, and we're dry. And this is Friday. Friday looks like a definite. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. Friday looks like a definite work skipper Friday. It's official. The first one of the season. I will write you a note. I'll even tweet or LinkedIn your boss. How's that sound? All right. So Friday. And I'm going to show you, that's when we flirt with 80 degrees, if not crack 80 in some places, because we'll have drier soil by then, 3 days of dryness. Now we go into Saturday, and the storm system trying to come toward us, so I can't tell you if Saturday's going to have a lot of rain, but I don't think so. I think it's patchy. And as we get towards Sunday, this is Sunday afternoon, the storm center is toward us, diminishing in nature because it's coming into this upper level high pressure ridge. That does two things. It diminishes the storm to keep the areas of showers kind of spotty, but it also slows the storm down. So it doesn't just zip in and zip out because it has no flow to push it along. So this is Sunday. Sunday could be showery. And then behind it, notice the cold air, again, trying to come down from the north. And this model had this happening at 9 and 10 days out yesterday. Now it has it happening at 7 to 8 days out. Elizabeth Platte temperature in Muskegon today, I'm guessing near 70, but we'll take a look. Right up on the water. If you're on the shoreline, though, you can be quite a bit cooler. This is next Wednesday morning. North wind, colder air has come in out toward the end of the model run, but everything is kind of showing this. And so if you were in a frost-prone area, inland areas, the cold spots of the thumb, maybe down even through Lansing or Jackson, you could deal with the frost sometime May 17th to May 20th. Look, it tries to bring another system in from the north, and that would signify around May 20th, kind of another surge of some chilly air. It's not highly likely, and we're probably looking at 33, 34, which means spots get frost and pocket of 32. But I just want you to be aware, because the forecast looks so nice for the next 7 days, there still could be a frosty morning. So if you live in a cold spot, you probably want to only plant, the plants that can't survive the frost. You only want to plant those that you could cover up. And this would be something where you could cover it up. You might have 1, maybe 2 nights to do that. If you lived in Macomb County, Monroe, in the developed areas of Detroit or developed areas of Ann Arbor, probably in town in Jackson, Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, towns in the South, you probably will be okay. But again, out in the country, cold spots, if you're the one that always says, oh, we had a frost out in the open this morning, like in DeWitt or Clinton County or something, you may still have to watch it. High temperatures. Today, pretty nice, 67-ish in a lot of places, 67 to 70. Somebody was asking about Muskegon, Elizabeth, 66 degrees there. Tomorrow, highs around 75 in a lot of places, from Saginaw to Flint to the Detroit, Ann Arbor area, maybe just a touch cooler. Grand Rapids, 73 to 75-ish. Thursday, tack on another 2 degrees. Hey, good morning, Frank Griffiths. Friday. This model has been building these temperatures for Friday. And so highs in the low 80s. Yeah, I would say it's possible if we get the sunshine that the model projects. Now, Saturday, that's when we start to get these northerly winds kicking in, so you can have big temperature swings from 70s in the south to 60s to 50s. Sunday depends on the wind and the rain pattern, so you could go from almost 80 at the border to only the upper 40s in the northeast. In other words, I don't really know what will happen on those days when you've got, sorry. I don't know why we keep doing that. I think it's their software issue, because we never had that problem up until a couple weeks ago. There you go. Let me go back. Let's see. So Jake Feldposh, you should see the picture now, hopefully. All right, so we go back Wednesday, 74 to 75. Thursday, 77, 78, 79. Friday, 82-ish. Then Saturday, then Sunday, depending on the rainfall and cloud pattern and the wind direction. And then Monday in the 60s. Tuesday again. Do we get that northeast wind going off of cold Lake Huron? Look at the temperatures, the high temperature forecasts over the lakes. They still have a surface temperature, and the models still know how to forecast over cold water, and you can see how the temperatures are cold. So anytime you get a flow off the lakes, solid 10, 15, 20 mile an hour wind, we're going to be chilly until the lakes warm up. So this is a high temperature on Wednesday, 40s in places, and Thursday. And so when you're talking 40s, you got to talk about what does the morning do. So over the next few mornings, we'll have great mornings, warming Friday in the 50s, Saturday, maybe low 60s, Sunday in the 50s and 60s. Then we get to Monday, upper 30s in the north, and Tuesday, maybe not bad. But then Wednesday, we look at low temperatures into the 30s, and this is Thursday. Again, 10 days out, model wants to be cold, but that's why my word of warning that, there still could be 1 or 2 frosty days. Oh, let's see, what is this? All right, this is the upper level weather. And so as you see, we have this ridge building in through the weekend, but then we have the cold air backing up to the west into Hudson Bay. and dropping, just glancing below. We take this out to May 23rd. No, let's go back to Mother's Day, Susan, and check that out here in just a second. So that kind of flow right there is a little bit on the cooler side. And note that the Climate Prediction Center's extended forecasts. So here's the 6 to 10 day forecast. And it's for cooler than normal conditions, drier than normal conditions, and 8 to 14 day, May 16th to 22nd, cooler than normal conditions and drier than normal conditions. So, just forewarning, great weather coming. We could still have some chilling mornings. Hey, Clear Lake, Iowa, checking in. That's way out there by Lake Okoboji, right? Don't fall for that one, folks. Someone asked about Mother's Day. Let's go back. Give me just a second. Okay, thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. Jake, when is this blessing of the bikes in Baldwin? I'm not familiar with that. Okay, so this weekend, Mother's Day. Morning into afternoon, afternoon into evening. So right now, this model is not real positive on that. Let's see if we can look at the US model to see if they compare. Okay, bear with me a second here. Oh, I got to find that. Okay. Mother's Day. And it's showing something somewhat similar with showers. Oop. Let's center it a little bit better for you. Okay, there's Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, Sunday early evening. So right now, the two best models do suggest showers on Mother's Day. Not convinced of it, but, pretty convincing. Jake, May 21st, Baldwin. Let's try it for Jake. Let's see if we can look for the blessing of the bikes. That sounds like a fun time. All right. May 21st. Right in there. And that's another one of those cold fronts. Now, that is quite a ways out to believe. So that's something, Jake, you're going to want to ask about as we get closer. Ask about maybe on the 16th or so. Hey, thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. Get out and enjoy great weather, at least through Saturday, it looks like. And then we could get into showers on Sunday. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa.